Today is day 3 of the Project 30 challenge, and I'm giving you guys some game today. What's the deal, gang? Welcome back to another YouTube video. As always, if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Today is day 3 of the Project 30 challenge, and I'm giving you guys some game today. Today we want to talk about 3 quick, easy, and effective tips to shoot content by yourself. If you're a solo dolo content creator like myself, I'm sure you always get questions about how you shoot your content. Do you have someone who follows you around? What angle should I use? What tripod? Let's chop it up. I got some gems for you guys, so let's get right into it. Tip number 1, which is probably the most important tip I'm gonna share with you guys today, is your setup. The setup is so important when it comes to shooting content by yourself because obviously you don't have anybody to shoot for you. So the 2 pieces of equipment that I use to shoot all my content is my tripod and my suction cup car mount. Now the tripod I use is the MePhoto aluminum road trip tripod, and it ran me about $200. But before you get on my head about it, the reason I got this tripod instead of the regular Walmart one I used for the first 3 years of shooting content was they kept breaking. I needed to use a sturdy, long-lasting, higher quality tripod if I wanted the best out of my content, and this one has lasted me well over a year. It's got all the adjustable gadgets and gadgets, and it's hard rock and aluminum, so if I really wanted to break this, I gotta go out of my way to break it for real. I would definitely recommend you guys invest in a good quality tripod just so you don't have to buy another one. I was constantly breaking the old cheap ones I got from Walmart, so I invested in a good one and it's lasted me a long time. All my mobile content creators, because yes, mobile content creation is just as important as shooting content on a camera or like a regular DSLR. You guys can use a good quality tripod as well because stabilization matters. Let me say it again. Stabilization matters. As long as you guys have a good tripod, you guys can go to Walmart or Amazon and invest in one of these little bad boys right here. You can go ahead and attach this onto the tripod, set your phone up, and get all the good quality cinematic stationary shots because the setup matters. Now, the car mount. You don't need the car mount. You don't need it. I got it because my content was taken in a direction of more cinematic, more intricate shots. You don't need it. I got the car mount off Amazon for about $80 or so, but I just wanted to invest in more shots. I had more creative ideas that called for more driving scenes, and me being a YouTube vlogger and someone who shoots vlogs on social media a lot, I didn't like having to set my tripod up inside of my car and like stand it up. It wasn't working for me. It was all shaky and shit, and it wasn't the business thing. It wasn't giving like I was supposed to be giving. You feel me? So the car mount is something you guys can invest in too. If you guys just look to get more quality shots, you guys can just go ahead and suction cup it onto a window. Obviously, it's super duper sturdy. If you guys put this on the car window, it's not coming off. Like I've put it on my car window and I've tried to shake it a couple times and it's not coming off at all. So like again, the 2 most important pieces when it comes to shooting content by yourself is your setup, the tripod you invest in, and if you're interested, the car mount. Tip number 2, assistance. I'm sure Canon cameras have this. I don't know if the iPhone actually has an application for this because you shoot from one phone. But if you shoot content on your camera, the proper assistance from any remote Bluetooth app is a game changer. I actually using it right now. Feel me? But having the proper assistance when you set your camera up and you step away from it is super important because it allows you to confirm that you're in frame. It allows you to confirm that you're actually focused. Like this Sony application I have here allows me to adjust my ISO, change my frame rate, make sure I'm in focus, make sure I have the proper alignment when I'm actually in frame, because the last thing you want to do is shoot content and not be in frame. So tip number 2 is making sure you have the proper assistance from your Bluetooth remote application or whatever the case may be to shoot content dolo. Super important. I've done it plenty of times where like I'm adjusting myself in frame, but that's just to make sure that I'm actually in frame when I'm shooting content, because I repurpose my horizontal content for short form content as well by putting myself in the middle like I am right now, and that just helps if I want to repurpose content. It also helps when you're shooting vlogs. So again, tip number 2, technological assistance. Boom. Now my 3rd and final tip is for any content creator in any genre shooting with any device, but it's experimenting with multiple ranges. The human eye sees anything equivalent to 35mm focal length, so anything more than that is getting closer and closer to that close-up angle, and anything less is a lot wider, obviously. So experiment with multiple ranges. I shoot content in and out of the gym and sometimes in my office with my 50mm lens. It's a nice close-up angle. You can get nice up close and personal, get some detailed shots. That's also a prime lens, so you can get some nice blurry background in there. But I also shoot with my 16-35mm lens, which is on my camera now, which allows a nice wide angle. You guys can see the background. Damn. You guys can see whatever's going on in the vicinity of what I'm shooting. So again, all 3 tips I just shared with you guys are nice and simple tips you guys can apply to your content today. The first one being the setup, making sure you're mastering the proper setup to shoot content by yourself with a tripod or any sort of like suction cup related content that allows the most stabilization. Tip number 2 is any sort of technological assistance. If you have the access to remote into your camera device, make sure you're in frame, make sure you're in focus. And tip number 3, experiment with multiple ranges, get some close-up shots, some wide angle shots, neutral shots at 35mm. But those are the 3 tips that I have to assist your content shooting when you're by yourself, when you're solo dolo. If you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, share, and subscribe. This is the end of day 3 of Project 30. I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. I'm gone. I always walk away from the camera knowing I need to stop the camera. All right, I'm gone.